Now multiples and submultiples of units. What are multiples and submultiples? The factors which help us in achieving a larger form or a smaller form of a unit are called multiples and submultiples. That means these factors help us in converting or achieving larger or smaller forms of units. So, the factors which help us in achieving larger or smaller form of units are given here. Every factor has a prefix to express it. We express every factor with the help of a prefix. Like for 1000 it is kilo, for 100 it is hecto. And this prefix is written before the basic unit. For example, the basic unit of length is meter. Now I have meter and I want to change it into larger form. What I will do? I will use these two prefixes as shown in this table. If I add kilo before meter, it becomes kilometer. So I have achieved a larger form of unit. Earlier I was having meter, now I have kilometer. And I know I have to deal with the factor 1000 if I used prefix kilo. Similarly, I have meter and I want to change it into smaller form. Then I will use these prefixes. Let us suppose I have milli. So if I add milli before meter, it becomes millimeter. And if it is millimeter, I know I have to use the factor 0.01, which is a reduced form of a factor. So let's see factors and prefixes in this table. 1000. 1000 means I have used 10 3 times, and that's why it can be written as 10 raised to 3. And the prefix for this factor is kilo. 100. In 100 we use 10 2 times, and that's why 100 can also be written as 10 raised to 2. And the prefix for this factor is hecto. Now 0.01. 0.01 means I have divided by 2 tens. 1 upon 10 into 10. I have divided by 2 tens. And when it comes to division, then it can be written as 10 raised to minus 2. When I am multiplying by 210, it is only 10 raised to 2. That means 10 raised to plus 2. When it is 0.01, that means dividing by 2 tens, then it becomes 10 raised to minus 2. And the prefix for this factor is centi. 0.001 involves division by 3 tenths, and that's why it can be written as 10 raised to minus 3. And the prefix for this factor is milli. Same way, 0.000001 involves division of 6 tenths, and that's why I have written here 10 raised to minus 6. The prefix of this factor is micro. So I can see here all the factors which are helping us in achieving a larger or smaller unit are the factors in the form of powers of 10. As we saw here, the reason for choosing metric system was because larger or smaller forms of units are related to each other by powers of 10. So we can convert into any form by using the factors which are powers of 10, because the calculations are very easy if we use powers of 10. Let's see few conversions using these powers of 10. Here, I know kilo is a factor of 1000. So if I write 1 kilometer, that means wherever I have mentioned a kilo, I will be using factor 1000. So 1 kilometer, if I want to convert it into meter, I will not change meter, but 1 kilo will be replaced by 1000. Similarly here, hecto means the factor 100. So if I have 1 hectometer and I want to convert it into meter, meter will stay there, but instead of hecto, which is a prefix, I will replace this prefix with its factor 100. So 1 hecto here has been replaced by factor 100 and meter stays there. And hence we have converted hectometer into meter. Similarly for micro, micro is a prefix which involves factor 10 raised to minus 6. So if I have written 1 micrometer, I will replace this prefix with its factor 10 raised to minus 6 and meter stays there. So 1 micrometer is 10 raised to minus 6 meter. We are dealing with all the powers of 10, and dealing with the powers of 10 is way easier than using any other number.